Could Canada be headed for a Christmas election? It's not possible. So let me explain what's going on. See, tomorrow, Tuesday, November 4th, the federal government is going to table its budget. A lot of Canadians, especially more progressive Canadians, are, clenched waiting for it. Mainly because Carney keeps saying stuff like this.
We won't transform our economy easily or in a few months. It will take some sacrifices.
To translate that, it sure sounds like there's going to be a lot of cuts in this budget. Now, we don't actually know as much as we normally do at this point about what's going to be in the budget, because normally there's a bunch of leaks leading up to budget day. But this time that hasn't been the case. We can, however, glean some of it from past announcements, like that there's going to be a big increase in spending on defense, on Build Canada homes, on federal policing, and more. Speaking on this morning's episode of Front Burner, which is a really good CBC podcast, Rosemary Barton pointed out that we shouldn't only watch for cuts, but also programs being frozen or not expanded. She highlighted pharmacare as something that we should watch out for in that vein. So we'll see if she's right about that tomorrow. There's also a lot of concern that there could be cuts to jobs in the public sector. But what does any of this have to do with an election? Well, let me tell you. Because the Liberals are 3 seats shy of a majority, they don't have the votes to pass the budget bill on their own. And budget bills are considered confidence votes, which is basically a test to see if the government of the day still has the confidence of the House of Commons. If a confidence vote, like a vote on the budget, doesn't pass, the government is seen as having lost the confidence of the House of Commons, and they're generally expected to resign. And that, generally speaking, means an election. In this case, just in time for Christmas. Yay! The government has been fear-mongering about this in a way that kind of puts the blame on the opposition parties if this fails, as if they don't have a minority government and it's not their responsibility to get an opposition party on side with their budget. Now, to be fair, the Conservatives basically always find a reason not to support a Liberal budget. The Bloc Québécois, which in September ditched its promise to keep the government going in the face of the Trump threat, laid out a list of non-negotiable demands that must be met for its MPs to support the budget. Those are big spending demands that are not going to be met. So that really just leaves the NDP as the only party with enough votes to pass this budget. But they are not liking all this talk of cuts. But here's the one thing that's making me think we're gonna avert an election. If at least 6 MPs abstain or are absent during the vote, the budget passes, we avoid an election. And the NDP says abstention is an option. So while it's possible we could end up in an election, and it doesn't help that Carney is talking like this.
Are you confident the budget's going to pass?
I am 100% confident that this budget is the right budget for this country.
Are you prepared to fight an election on this budget?
I'm always prepared to stand up for the right thing.
I do think that it is unlikely. And if we do avoid an election, guess what we get to deal with? The fallout of a budget that sounds like it's going to be full of cuts. What do you think of all this?